Dear students, welcome to my class. Today we are going to discuss on Alagappa University MA English paper drama, and mainly we are going to deal on the chapter The Birthday Party by Harold Pinter. I think you all are familiar with Harold Pinter. Are you? Anybody knows about Harold Pinter? Harold Pinter was a British playwright, and also he was a screenwriter and also a director and an actor. And he has, until his death, he continues his career as a writer, and until 2007 he had written works. He was born on 10th October 1930 and died on 24 December 2008, and he is also a winner of Nobel Prize winner, and he is The Birthday Party, and his main works are The Birthday Party, which was published in 1957, that we are going to discuss clearly, and The Homecoming, which was published in 1964, and The Go between 1971, which was published in 1971, and also The French Lieutenant Woman, one of her famous work, and which was published in the year 1981, and The Trail in 1993, and also the last one, The Sleeth, in 2007. That's why I told, under his death, until the time of his old age, he has written works. Sleeth, which is published in 2008, and he is also awarded a Nobel Prize winner. And so let's discuss more about the play The Birthday Party by Harold Pinter. So let's discuss on the summary and also advice summary and also the characters of this play, The Birthday Party. The play consists of three-act play, and the play is an absurd play, and the main characters are Stanley, Weber, Megballs, Pettiballs, Lulu, Goldberg and Megan. And when the first act, in Act 1, we could see that Megballs and Pettiballs were sitting and they are having their breakfast, and Pettiballs was reading newspaper, and Megballs is giving him dried bread and so on. Later, Megballs went to Stanley Weber's room. Stanley Weber is the only boarder of this boarding house, and Megballs is flirting with Stanley, and Stanley is very angry at Megballs and he is raising his voice. Later, Stanley Weber is coming down and telling Megballs that the milk is bad, the milk that she had given for him to make conflicts was bad, and he is very angry at her. Later, Pettiballs leave for his work, and after Megballs flirting with Stanley Weber, Megballs tells that to Stanley Weber that they have two guests, they are coming to live in this boarding. And while hearing this, Stanley Weber was very excited, but because this house was not as good like any others, and it is very not in a good condition, and he is very surprised, and she also tells that Pettiballs saw them and agreed to live, they are ready to live in this house. And 2 months later, we could see that a young woman called Lulu is arriving, and with a package that the Meg has been waiting for. Meg leaves and Lulu flirts with, later when Meg went with the cover, Lulu flirts with our Stanley Weber, and Lulu flirts with Stanley Weber, but he avoids her advances and the characters leave them. Later, Lulu has also left the place. Later, two men, Goldberg and Megan, has arrived, and they, when we look to Megballs, she is flirting with all the men that she has seen. So she is flirting with Megan and Goldberg, and she is telling that today is Stanley Weber's birthday show, so she is going to have a party, and she requested them to a part of that party, and she doesn't know whether it's birthday of Stanley Weber or not. She is just pretending to do that, and later Stanley arrives interrogating them, and when he gets quite upset when he saw Goldberg's, when Stanley Weber asked about these two characters, Meg is telling him, and when Stanley Weber heard the name Goldberg, he is very he's very upset, and Meg tries to ease the tension by giving Stanley his birthday present, but he denies that it is not his birthday. And when he opens the birthday box, he could see that there was a drum, and it's a child drum, and Meg selected it because Stanley was a pianist, and in the act one we could see that he is telling about his career and also his success, and as a result Meg both had given Stanley a drum. She thinks that by giving this he can start his career or he start his musical world. So she given this to Stanley, and Stanley started to play it very aggressively. So let's discuss on the second act. When the second act begins, we could see that Mac is sitting in the living room and living table, and he is tearing or shredding newspaper into 5 pieces, and Stanley arises and the two men awkwardly greet one another, and Megan in a calm tone voice congratulated Stanley on his birthday, and also says that it is honor to be a part of his birthday, but Stanley says that he doesn't like to celebrate his birthday, he like to spend it longly, and he is trying to escape from but they didn't allow to leave him. Stanley also sits at the table and touches one of his newspaper strips, which upsets Megan, and Stanley speaks of his past and suggests he has never been one to cause trouble. ഞാൻ ഇതുവരെ ഒരു പ്രശ്നം ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ടില്ല എന്നൊക്കെ നമ്മുടെ ആര് പറയുന്നു, സ്റ്റാൻലി മെക്കാനോട് പറയുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ സ്റ്റാൻലി പിന്നെ ചോദിക്കുകയാണ് നമ്മുടെ സ്റ്റാൻലി മെക്കാനോട് പറയുന്നുണ്ട് ഞാൻ തങ്ങളെ എവിടെയോ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടല്ലോ എന്ന് പറയുന്നു. പക്ഷെ മെക്കാൻ ഡിനൈസ് ചെയ്യുന്നു. ആൻഡ് ഇങ്ങനെ ഡിനൈ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ സ്റ്റാൻലി ഹിസ് became very upset, and Stanley wants to know why he and Goldberg had came at the boarding house, and when Stanley asks this, Megan says that they are just on vacation time, and Stanley grabs Megan's hands, who violently hit him off, and this shocked into a submission. Stanley calms himself and speaks of his love for Ireland, for its people, its sunsets and its police. He asks Megan to accompany him to a nearby pub, but it is interrupted by when Petty and Goldberg enter the room. And later, after Stanley submits, Goldberg and Megan interrogate him about his past. They accuse him of betraying the organization. Here we could see that Megan and Goldberg had came to arrest Stanley because they tell that Stanley has cheated on their group and betraying their organization, of killing of his wife, of leaving his bride at the altar, of being a waste of peace and more. Stanley answers it first, but it is soon struck down by the sheer number of questions. First Stanley tried to answer it, but he couldn't answer it continuously because they were asking continuous questions. Who the Weber and also the Megan were asking questions very regularly, and he couldn't able to give answer. And also finally Stanley hits Goldberg in the stomach, and Megan and Stanley threaten each other with chairs. But as we go back into the civility, when Meg arrives beating Stanley toy drum, she is dressed for his birthday party, and Goldberg complains her, and the tense atmosphere quickly dissipates. As Meg comes moving tribute to Stanley in a toast, while Megan flashes a torch in Stanley's fake like a spotlight. Lulu arrives and Goldberg gives a second toast which includes more reminiscing. And when the party begins in earnest, Lulu and Goldberg flirt. They, as we say that Lulu is always, Lulu and also Meg Bowles is always flirting, and Lulu is flirting with Goldberg, and Megan speaks of Megan and Meg talks about Ireland. Stanley is sitting alone in the at the table, and in Meg suggests they all play blind and stuff. In this, during Stanley's turn, he is blindfolded by Megan, who breaks his glasses and puts a toy drum in his path so that Stanley's foot smashes through it. When Stanley reaches Meg, he begins to strangle her. Goldberg and Megan pull him off, but then the lights suddenly go out and the darkness. The two gentlemen cannot find Lulu, who has screamed and fainted. Megan shines his flashlight on the table to discover that Stanley is standing over Lulu as though about sexually assault her. He giggles maniacally as the men slowly approach him and the curtain closes. In the Act 2, we could see that Stanley is having some problems, and Stanley causes lots of problems to them. Megan and also Goldberg hurry to arrest Stanley. And Stanley, there are different types of problems is arriving in the. ഇവിടെ കുറേ പ്രോബ്ലംസ് ഇവരുടെ ഇതിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ കൂടെ നടക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ഇതിനകത്ത് മെയിൻ ക്യാരക്ടേഴ്സ് മെഗ്, നമ്മുടെ സ്റ്റാൻലി വെബർ, അങ്ങനെയുള്ള കുറച്ച് പേരാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇതാണ് ഇതിലെ ആക്ട് 2 എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ആക്ട് 3 അത് കൂടുതൽ ഡിസ്ക്രിപ്റ്റീവ് ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് അടുത്ത ക്ലാസ്സിൽ നോക്കാം. അതേപോലെ തന്നെ ഈ ഡ്രാമയിലെ തീംസും നമുക്ക് അടുത്ത ക്ലാസ്സിൽ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാം. അപ്പോൾ ഇത്രയും പറഞ്ഞതിൽ മനസ്സിലായി